What is it?
Hello, welcome to The Essential Gamer. You're watching What Is It with me, Lee, and what it is Bless Unleashed, a new free-to-play, massively multiplayer, online RPG for your eyeballs, available in the store right now. So let's have a little look and see what it's about. So starting off, you get to pick your class. There's a good selection. There's a very, very deep, in-depth character creation selection screen, which everyone comes to expect from this sort of thing, where you can manipulate what they're wearing, what they're doing, and how loud they are. But when you get to the character selection, vast options, and this should sort of set a precedent for the type of game that Bless is, because you can always tell when you get to the character selection, if it's just pick a character, give them a name, and off you go, then it's not going to be that in-depth. But this has a vast plethora of options available to you, so that's a good start. And once you get in, you've picked your character class and made them look how they want to, you get into the game. There's a very good sort of opening section where it gives you a lot of the story, gives you a lot of the moves. It's very much the tutorial levels, and it puts you up against the sort of enemy types that you'll be facing out in the world once you're let loose on the rather good looking surroundings. So the fighting itself is sort of dictated down to a couple of button presses. You get some special abilities mapped to L1 and the face buttons, and all of these will be added to over the course of your gameplay. You'll get your equipment, your armour, weapons, special manoeuvres, etc, etc. And the combat feels a little bit like Souls-like. You've got a target button, which is always very nice, and there's lots of running in, hacking at shins, and running away from big animations. And once you've done the tutorial, it places you into a city, which is your starting gambit. And it's very nice. It's not the smoothest at times. There are moments where you feel like the game's going to sort of pass out on you with a couple of frame rate issues and a few animations not quite working. But in the city, you'll again get to do the tutorials for all the other missions, like gathering, delivery missions, talking to people, collectathons, all that sort of jazz. And you'll get to experience what it's like to talk to the other occupants of the world, the NPCs, who sometimes give you useful information and sometimes just tell you absolutely nothing. But then that's the type of game this is. Eventually you get to hear the excellent voice acting, which is not excellent, it's actually rather bad, but the cutscenes are nice, I'll give them that. And this story is all delivered to you in the opening hour or so that you understand what it is you're trying to achieve.
So, this is where you've been hiding.
Gideon!
Do you remember how we parted all those years ago?
It was the will of the Sarah.
Like I said, the voice acting is not the best, the dubbing is not amazing, but the cutscenes are pleasant enough to entertain you in between. And once you get into it, it's time to go rocking with the enemies. So this also starts you off with the fact that you're not going to be on your own for most of this game. You don't have to be at all. You can definitely play it cooperatively with friends, a big old group of you, if you've got a big old group of you. And it makes the whole experience slightly more enjoyable, especially with these battles, and it makes it feel a damn sight more grandiose with more people around. So, tutorial done, into the main game, and really I've shown you all of this just to give you an idea of the production levels of the game, which is quite decent, to be honest. Now, it is free to play, and I'll tell you now, the monetary costs will come from buying new equipment, level upgrades, and that sort of jazz, from out in the world with other people doing trades with you and different quest rewards and that sort of thing. And those other people, there's other people. Obviously I started playing in the first few hours of this game and it is awash with other players at the moment. It's chock-a-block. Literally you can't go anywhere, can't do anything. These opening areas are obviously low level enemies. It's very World of Warcraft. You go out, you beat the crap out of stuff, you level up your guy through murderings and looting, but you've got so much assistance at the moment, so why not go and take on a boss with 50 other people, most of whom have been hanging around leveling up for far too long, and just take the loot. It's an easy way to do it. Take on this boss should have been the first boss, a big deal. Nothing. Easy peasy. Obviously this won't be the case forever. As more and more people play and progress into the world of Bless Unleashed, there'll be less and less people at this starting area, but it is a good opening into the world. As far as your utilities and that sort of thing goes, all the regular stuff, so you've got all the equipment, all the different pieces of clothing, pieces of armour, trinkets that you can add on to give you different buffs and different level ups. And this very much goes through the whole game. This is going to be the point. This is the grind. This is where the meat of the game is going to be, in gathering this better equipment, leveling your guy up and making him as powerful, or she, or her, or them, whatever, as powerful as they could possibly be. Now you get your special maneuvers, which are the ones that are mapped to the face buttons, and these can be upgraded, and you can also equip new skills as you learn them, as you progress through the game, making you a more powerful fighter. And there's lots of other things, like there's a mailbox, which is where you get things delivered to for your rewards and things like that. There's other guilds and factions to join, and there's lots and lots of things to do. Generally speaking, the sort of interaction with everybody else, there's lots of different options for that. You can sit down at a fire and share a meal with someone if you want to. You can give them different equipment, you can pick up stuff, you can just leave gifts there for other people to find later on. And it's working at creating this world where all the other characters are playing along with you and they're all part of your story as well. But the only problem is, as I say, with this early stage, you do one thing, before you know it 50 people turn up and you're absolutely surrounded by all the other players, so we'll get there. Obviously traversing this huge world, it is a huge world, it's a very, very big map straight off the bat, there's lots of places to go. You can get things like mounts to make things a lot quicker. And I just thought I'd bring this up because at the moment, if you're playing on PS4, if you go into the game itself, you can go on to your mail or your deliveries, go to the stable, order in your free gift for signing up with an account. Just put an email in there. Don't even ever read their emails, but you'll get a free hyena mount, which is quite cool, and it will definitely make getting around the world slightly quicker than just running mindlessly. And I like this. Obviously there'll be more things like this. You'll get more sort of free packs coming out with each platform that the game's on. I'm not sure if it's going to be fully cross-play or anything like that, but at the moment the player base is huge. Obviously it's a free game. It's a massively multiplayer online RPG, and with the exclusion of Elder Scrolls Online, there isn't really many of them for console. And it's got that gameplay that you want, that go out into a world, live, exist, level up, make your guy or girl or animal better, and then the real action starts, because then you've got all of your buffs, all of your power-ups, you're up against these enemies that before were giving you a problem, and now you're just taking on all of them together, no issues, no problems. And again, this is where the sort of the grind will come in, because I imagine there's going to be a level cap somewhere where you won't be able to just wade through the enemies, you won't be able to do it with a couple of friends. There'll be these raids and things that you'll have to level up for, and it's going to be that South Park episode where the boys go into the woods and just beat up pigs for days and days and days, but with wolves like we are here. So if you're prepared for the long haul, this is here for you. So Bless Unleashed isn't awful. I was surprised. Normally when it says free to play, massively multiplayer online game, you'll start panicking, but just recently we've been blessed. Boom boom. With more than one. We've got this, we've got Genshin Impact, and it's more of a working model for me for free games to have something like this, a decent product that's got a world that you want to either spend time and grind in, or you can take those sort of monetary shortcuts as an option. It's not forced in, and it's not just skins. So if you do like your massively multiplayer online RPGs, you like things to be free, because who the hell doesn't, I would recommend checking out Bless Unleashed now while it's in its early stages, so that you can keep up with everybody else and their crazy leveling up in the starting area. I mean, why not go on, join a guild, get some friends together, do that opening tutorial, get it out of the way, and then go live in a different world altogether. Why not? Better than the one we got now, innit? Jesus Christ. Obviously, as always, if this video has been any good to you, please do like and subscribe, leave a little comment as to why it wasn't any good, if it wasn't, and I'll get emotional about it and go off into the woods and beat some wolves to death with my sword. How's that? Until next time, thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.